If you're watching this channel for the first time, it's your boy Mr. Ghana, baby. Don't forget to support this brother, MD90, not MD60. So you know what? Subscribe and be part of this family. It's all about Africa to the world. Support Zambian YouTubers.
Well, according to the news diggers, Hakainde Hichilema will fund his campaign using local resources, says the United Party for National Development. So as we head into August, what is the Central Province Patriotic Front endorses Hakainde Hichilema? So that's according to the Zambia Daily Mail. They say Patriotic Front Central Province has endorsed President Hakainde Hichilema as a preferred presidential candidate in August 13th general election. So that's what's going on. These are expected. So the details are Central Province Chairperson Jerry Chama made the announcement yesterday at the Zambia-China Mulungushi Textile Limited, stating that that only President Hakainde Hichilema is fit to lead Zambia. Mr. Chama said Mafinga, Member of Parliament Robert Chavinga, is the legal president of Patriotic Front, and he said that it's good that the former ruling party is now working with the new Dawn administration. Mr. Chama said President Hichilema is the only credible candidate among all those wanting to contest the general elections as presidential candidate. As Central Province will support the candidature of President Hakainde Hichilema, he said. He added that the United Party for National Development, UPND alliance partner, are working together to ensure that Mr. Hichilema secures a landslide victory. So I don't know if that what they mean by that. Does that mean that Robert Chavinga is going to join the Tonse Alliance with the Patriotic Front? Because in as much as the given window section has been halted from using the PF Secretariat and PF branding, that court case is still active. So neither can Robert Chavinga get the Patriotic Front in any active association or alliance. So I don't see how that works, but anyway, it's politics at the end of the day. What is on the other hand, we will do Mingalato during elections, whether opposition likes it or not. That's Cornelius Mwetwa, Chief Government Spokesperson and Minister of Media and Information and Media. He simply says, he's doubling down on the statement saying the games are going to be played in the August elections. The Mingalato is going to be played. And he goes further, says, Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa says there will be Mingalato tactics from the United Party for National Development, UPND, before and during the August 13 general elections, whether the opposition likes it or not. Speaking at the first 2026 media engagement, media engagement this morning, Mwetwa said opposition parties whom he described as weak on the ground should brace themselves for high level or high gear Mingalato as the country heads to the polls. He was, however, quick to mention that the most talked about Mingalato has nothing to do with rigging of elections. Mingalato will always be there. And as we draw closer to the election month, I will start disclosing what I mean bit by bit. After all, there's no strong opposition, he said. Mwetwa explained that he cannot start disclosing the most talked about Mingalato now because the opposition may know where to attack. He said it would be best if opponents remained in the dark over the Mingalato that I often speak about, or that he often speaks about. He added that the Mingalato is real and are beginning to yield visible results. Meanwhile, Mwetwa also advised the media to avoid giving coverage to politicians who aim to destabilize the peace of the country. He said the media should help maintain the peace of the country as continue to enjoy denying coverage to politicians who cannot offer constructive criticism, but instead preach hatred and tribalism. He also called on political commentators to avoid tribal remarks as they analyze they just ended Kasama mayoral by-elections, where the United Party for National Development emerged victorious and insisted instead use the outcome to unite the country. So that's according to Cornelius Moetwa, simply doubling down on the statement saying the games are going to be played before, right now, during the elections and after. And he says we will keep on discussing them, the Mingalat or the games, as we head closer to August. And then on the other hand, government dismisses Given Luwinda's claim for over free and fair elections. So he's been very active the past couple of days. That's Cornelius Moetwa. So according to Phoenix FM, Chief Government spokesperson Cornelius Moetwa has dismissed remarks by Patriotic Front faction leader Given Luwinda that the free and fair elections under the United Party for the UPND administration is far-fetched, describing them as political false alarm. Speaking to media in Lusaka this morning, Mr. Moetwa said that such statements by opposition amount to any concession of defeat ahead of this year's general election. Mr. Moetwa, who is also information and media minister, said the opposition internal chaos and disunity has rendered it capable of making reckless statements. He challenged opposition leaders to articulate why Zambians should entrust them with leadership instead of issuing what he described as baseless and inappropriate remarks. So that's Cornelius Moetwa. On the other hand, it's Patriotic Front reports to say Makebi Zulu has gone back to South Africa. As you may be aware, should have been last week, Thursday, if not Friday. There was a new media segregation that was made by Jonah Buyoya, the one that works for BBC now, who used to work at Diamond TV, where he stated to say the Lungu family has not yet filed in their appeal case. If they do not file it in by today, this Friday, then the government of the Republic of Zambia will be free to get back Edgar Lungu's body and bring it back to Zambia for burial. But once that was made clear, should have been at the same time that Makebi Zulu flew to South Africa, obviously, to go and help with that process. I'm pretty sure by now an appeal has been filed in and the Zambian government has been notified. But also, according to this process, Makebi and Brian Mundwire are in South Africa meeting their sponsors. Makebi left 4 days ago and Mundwire left today at 6 hours. They are both being hosted by Esther Lungu. That page alleges those allegations. They might have just gone for their personal business, but I know Makebi Zulu has gone to attend to the Lungu family. As you may be aware, is the official Lungu family spokesperson. So considering that the court case is likely to reactivate again in this year, I'm pretty sure there are some statements that is supposed to update the nation over with regard to whether the Lungu family has agreed to have the body brought back to Zambia and buried before the elections, or they are continuing through to fight that court case in South Africa. Whilst Brian Mundwire did not state what he has gone to South Africa for, so all these allegations are just assumptions at this point to say he has gone to meet his funders. I'm pretty sure that it's just a shot in the dark. But yeah, that's the update from South Africa. We are yet to get to know when the hearing of the matter is going to start in the Supreme Court of South Africa over Edgar Lungu's burial. And then right before he left, Makebi Zulu wanted to say, once Zambia may fail to meet the African Union electoral standards in August elections. So this statement was made by Makebi Zulu before he left for South Africa, obviously, and he says, Patriotic Front PF presidential hopeful Makebi Zulu is calling for strict monitoring of 2026 general elections by foreign observers, non-governmental organizations, and well-meaning Zambians to safeguard the integrity of our electoral process. In an interview with Phoenix FM, Mr. Zulu has warned that Zambia risks failing to meet the African Union's recommendation of conducting credible, transparent, and peaceful elections ahead of the August 2026 general elections. He has alleged that most electoral commission of Zambia officials are allied with the ruling United Party for National Development (UPND), a situation he claimed could compromise the conduct of free and fair elections. Mr. Zulu has emphasized that only strict and independent monitoring of electoral process would help the country deliver credible elections. But ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Brian Kasaro has maintained that the Commission conducts electoral process that are transparent, credible, and beyond reproach. Mr. Kasaro says, although members of the Commission are appointed by the President, their appointment ratified by Parliament. Meanwhile, United Party for National Development Deputy Secretary General Gertrude Imenda has dismissed Mr. Zulu's remarks as mere politics, and Ms. Imenda says ECZ officials are appointed on merit and noted that many of them have continued to serve from their previous administration. So that's what he says. While his small samples complaining about the sitting arrangement in Parliament, so he published the new sitting arrangement in Parliament. So he says, barely 24 hours later, that's small sample, material member of Parliament, that's the sitting arrangement in the current Parliament. I say barely 24 hours later, they have moved Chagwa member of Parliament, Honorable Bright Mundwe, from the seat they had allocated him yesterday next to me. They have now taken him to Group 0. That is reserved for the BU7 only. They are now they are so predictable. So probably Mao Sampadea is alleging to say the European is trying to co-opt Brand into getting into their faction as we head into August. As you may be aware, a number of what do you call them, transfers or a lot of moves are likely to happen after Parliament is dissolved. A number of MPs are likely to move across the aisle, and it seems like, according to this allegation, there is a move to have the new FDD member get into the ruling party or something of that nature. That's the new Chagwa member of Parliament who was with Mao Sampa, and he says no, they are moving him around, moving him closer to the people that he alleges had voted for Bill 7 from the opposition. So he's saying probably that's a move they're trying to pull of trying to win his graces, and instead of them fielding another candidate in Chagwa, instead they'll just field one that is already a member of Parliament, and that's the new member of Parliament there that Mao Sampa, Shimba Kambwedi, and Givelu Winda fought to have elected in Chagwa. What is the KBF says in political science, there exists a well-documented phenomenon where societies routinely and utilize high capacity potential actors because the public perception lags. So probably he's saying he's a high-level performer, and it seems like he's not making the waves that he would prefer. He was making on the national stage. And he put up an article that tabulates his experience. And as we head into the general elections in August, and this party Zambia must prosper. And yeah, that's what's this was a note that was written by Ghana's president as he visited a national heritage site earlier on before he left. I'm pretty sure he's still in the country. He hasn't yet left. And then in terms of Zambia, just concede defeat. You have failed to organize yourselves. You have failed to organize your parties to a tails opposition. Obviously, that statement being carried there. Zambian human rights abuse red flagged. That's in the Daily Nation. And pretty much that's the news, ladies and gentlemen. Have a beautiful day.